What kind of success do you think is possible for you in your life? Because whatever it is that you think, you're right. And your mindset is going to be the thing that determines and validates whether or not that thought is true. So what is mindset? Well, mindset is a set of beliefs that will shape how you see and also interact with the world. So it will influence the way you think, the way you feel, the way you behave, and ultimately the kind of actions that you take. And so despite whatever else is going on in the world, it's actually your mind that's going to be the determining factor for how much you enjoy the experience. Hi, I'm Anthea, founder of Amarkai Group. We help entrepreneurs and small business owners skyrocket their success and create more impact in this world. Continue watching to find out how you can be more successful. Now, there are generally two types of distinctions when it comes to mindset. The first is a fixed mindset. Now, if you have a fixed mindset, then you're somebody who generally tends to avoid challenges. You know, there's something that's come up, maybe someone that has invited you to try something new. It might feel a little bit overwhelming, so you just say, actually, do you know what? I'm fine. I'm going to pass on this one. I'm going to sit this one out because the challenge just seems too great for you to manage. So instead of pushing through that, you just decide to avoid it altogether. People with a fixed mindset also generally tend to ignore feedback. So whether the feedback was asked for or not, sometimes what we get from that feedback helps us to make changes about what we do moving forward. But because someone with a fixed mindset believes that they are fully functioning and they know everything that they need to know, anyone who gives them feedback, they take it as a personal attack. This is feedback against me as a human being, and therefore I'm going to ignore that because you don't know me, and you don't know me well enough to know whether or not what you're saying is accurate. If you have a fixed mindset, then generally you tend to feel like where you are now, you pretty much know everything you're ever going to know. What you were taught at school, what you've learned along the way, all of those things have allowed you to become who you are right now. And so when someone thinks about maybe starting a new business, changing career, doing something completely different and out of the ordinary, it's like, whoa, no, this is a bit much. I don't have the skills for that. I don't have the experience for that. I've never done this before. And therefore immediately you kind of shun away from it because you don't have any experience in it, and therefore you already think that you're going to fail. And if you're somebody who has a fixed mindset, then you tend to be a bit more results driven, right? So it's all about the outcome. I want to lose 1 stone. If you don't lose a stone, you failed. It could be that you've lost 9 pounds, which is amazing, but because it's not the 1 stone that you wanted, you have failed. And so everything is skewed from that perspective, because if you don't get the outcome that you wanted, all of the things that you've done to get you to even where you are now, you don't acknowledge and you don't learn from those things. And there's also, on the opposite side of that, you have people who have a growth mindset. Now, if you have a growth mindset, then you are somebody who is more open to opportunities and experiences. So just because you haven't done it before, it doesn't mean that you're not willing to try. Because remember, in life, we are constantly doing a series of things we've never done before. Today is something I've not done before. And so here I am, enjoying the experience. So people who have a growth mindset tend to be more optimistic. Even though they don't necessarily have the knowledge and experience, they're willing to try to see how it works out anyway. They also welcome feedback. And yes, sometimes the delivery of feedback can be a bit harsh, but they see through that because they want to be a better version of themselves. And therefore the feedback that they get will allow them to reflect and figure out, how can I improve? How can I be better? And how can I do better? So that is taken on board and it's reflected in the thoughts, the feelings, the behaviors and the actions that they have. People who have a growth mindset already know that they don't know anything and don't know everything, So it can be the case of, if they're in a situation where they're going to try something new, they're okay with that. They know it's going to be uncomfortable because they don't have the experience to go with it, but they know that they can find it. They know that they can seek someone out who has the knowledge and the experience that they want, and therefore help them to go over that learning curve and improve in an area that previously they would have thought they could never do. People who have a growth mindset tend to be more process driven. So this is not about the destination. This is about the experience. Who did I meet? What did I learn? How can I benefit? How do I grow? And knowing that every single thing that's happened during that time is going to provide some kind of benefit for their life, because they understand that it's not always about the outcome. It's about the taking part and what you can gain and learn from along the way. Now, depending on who you are, who's currently watching this, you may find that you could lean into the fixed mindset, you could lean into the growth mindset. Either way, both have an impact on your life. Now, if you're somebody who has a fixed mindset, then you have probably already limited what you're going to be able to achieve in this world. So when I ask the question, have you thought about what success is possible for you in your life? Possibly not. It could just be that you are one step away from where you are now. If you're not happy with the current circumstances, you just want to escape that, not necessarily do anything bigger or greater than where you are. You tend to be somebody who settles. So again, if you think about your life, are you really fulfilling it? Are you really exploring it? Are you really enjoying it? It could be that you're just getting by. So, if you are someone who has a fixed mindset, are you just enjoying the experience? Do you just think that this is all there is? Do you believe that there could be something more, but you just don't know how to attain it? Do you get offended easily when people offer you feedback or opportunities to improve? But then, on the other hand, you could be somebody who has a growth mindset. And how does that impact your life? Well, people who generally tend to have a growth mindset are the ones who are achieving success, because they've defined it. They know that they don't know everything. They know that they can reach out to people and have opportunities to grow and to learn and to be in places that they may never have been able to put themselves in. These are people who are constantly striving to be better. And they're seeing the same kind of challenges that fixed mindset people are having, but how they perceive it is completely different. They understand that these things are happening so that they can be better. These things are happening so that they can grow. These things are happening so that the answer to the prayers that they've had about wanting more success in their life and wanting to do more can be true. And so if you have a growth mindset, how you are impacted in your life is completely different. You're now somebody who sees the world completely differently. You understand that challenges are likely to occur, but actually these are for the benefit of your life. They're not here to just test you. They're here to help you grow. They're here to teach you something. They're here to develop you, to change you, to help you to be the best version of yourself. And so the perspective is completely different. You're not fixated on the outcome. If you don't get the result that you wanted, that doesn't mean that you failed, because there are so many things that you can look back on in terms of the experience that you've had and are able to see how your life has been benefited. And these people with growth mindsets tend to be the ones who are most successful. The people who didn't take setbacks and say, oh no, what this person has said no, so I'm going to give up. They just said, right, what can I learn from this and how can I move forward? Think about Oprah Winfrey, who was told that she doesn't have a face for television and that she should stick to radio. Imagine if she had a fixed mindset and decided, well, if someone has told me that I can't get on television, then maybe I should just stick to what I'm doing. Think about Elon Musk, who has failed publicly so many times in terms of the ventures that he has had. But look how successful he is, because he didn't give up, because he decided that every experience that he had, every failure that he had was going to get him to that next level, because there was something he could learn from it to develop and grow. So your mindset is the determining factor about what you achieve and how you go about managing the time that you have every day in order to achieve that and succeed in that and actually live out the vision that you've planned for your life. So how do you go about actually adopting and building and maintaining a growth mindset? The first step is to be open, right? Because if you are closed, if you are fixed, if you think that everything is about you and is against you and you take everything personally, you will never adopt the idea that something is happening for your benefit. You will never be able to see the world and interact with the world in a different way. You will always think that life is happening to you, not for you. So draw a line under today. Today is today. We're done. Tomorrow, I am going to embrace the world. I'm going to embrace opportunities. I'm going to look within myself. I'm going to figure out what it is that I want for myself, and then figure out what I already know to get me there. And then for everything that I don't have, I'm going to seek it in others. I'm going to read, I'm going to study, I'm going to watch videos, I'm going to attend courses, I'm going to meet people, I'm going to develop relationships, I'm going to get a mentor, I'm going to do anything and everything that I possibly can to make that vision a reality. And just as you continue to experience more things, your comfort zone expands, your mind expands, everything expands, because you now have opportunities that previously you were fixed, you were closed off to, you never had the opportunity to see. So now you're in a position to embrace all the world has, and it's all about increasing that level of positivity as well, because what you throw out will come back to you. So the more positive and optimistic you can be, the more you will see things positively and optimistically. You'll have more opportunities to meet people who are positive, supportive, encouraging, and helping you to move through and move towards the things that you want to have in your life. So just know that when you expand your mind, you expand your life. And you can't buy that. It's something you and you alone have to do. Because to see the same world through a different lens requires you to change. It requires you to change the beliefs that you have. The things that told you that you can't do this and you can't do that, they're all lies. And they're only true because you believe them to be true. So what if you change the narrative? What if you decided today that you can do hard things, that you can go after the things that you want to have in your life? Your life will expand because your mind has. The opportunities that come to you, the people that come to you, the things that you see differently and can let go of, all of that changes as soon as you decide what it is that you want and decide who you are going to be. And everything that happens to you in your life, you will then begin to understand that it's happening for you, even if it's unpleasant, even if it's not great, even if it lasts longer than you had expected. It's happening for you to be the best version of yourself so that you can fulfill the purpose and the vision that you have for your life. But it starts with you, and it starts on what you're willing to believe. So what are you going to say to yourself? What are you going to believe is true for you? Because whatever has happened in your life previously has happened, and it's not ever going to change. But how you see those things can change if you decide to. So think about the kind of life that you want to have, and know that it's possible if you allow yourself to be open to changing. Because if you were already successful, you would already have everything that you wanted. But if you don't have that, then it means you are not prepared for the level of success that you want. And so life is happening so that you can be prepared to have everything that you deserve. So I hope you found this video useful. Please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and also share. Let us know how you found it.